Merry Christmas,
you filthy animal.
Guess what movie we're doing today?
Got it, Home Alone
1 and 2. Let's dig into it.
So let's start with Home Alone 1.
Yes, Home Alone number 1.
So 1990, directed by Christopher Columbus, combination with John Williams. The soundtracks to the Home Alone movies, amazing, because John Williams,
He literally the soundtrack god. We
love
bow
him.
down to you, John Williams.
Yes. So Home Alone 1, Macaulay Culkin is the star of the show.
I feel like Macaulay Culkin's like the official child actor of the 90s.
He's a 8-year-old boy who misbehaves every once in a while. Which, you know, I feel like he didn't misbehave that bad. I feel like they were kind of jerks to him.
Yeah, the rest of his family was awful to him.
They were mean.
They kind of weren't fair to him. And I mean, this is the ultimate movie about child neglect, so we've got a lot of issues going on here with the family.
And think about his older brother, Buzz. Talk about douchey brother. Oh my God.
Seriously, where was the parents? He's totally bullying him.
And his parents would always side with Buzz.
Buzz runs the house, apparently.
I know.
He's king. You look at him
with his tarantula.
Yeah.
In the process of Kevin being put upstairs into the attic for misbehaving, that he was just like, well, I hate all of you guys, and I wish you guys didn't exist. And she's like, well, maybe it'll come true. In the morning, they wake up because the power goes out. They're late.
They're all late to the airport.
One of the girls starts counting heads, and I think some other kid, a neighbor kid, comes in, and she thinks it's Kevin, so she doesn't think anything of it, and they make their way to the airport, and they're running to the airport. Why do you think they wanted to go to France for Christmas?
No clue. Bring the whole family.
Yeah, and they're like a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
You really think they want to hang out in Paris?
No.
Wow, they must be really
They're
rich.
Yeah.
That they can afford to go to France, take all the family, and the 4 adults fly first class.
Yeah, what? There's a serious question about what's going on with the money situation here. At any point in a normal situation, I know this would make a horrible movie if it was real.
I know.
But I feel like my family would have been like, oh, where's Kevin? I really want to talk to him.
It must have been that annoying that
Nobody
no one
liked
really
him.
wanted him around. So on the plane, she has like this bad feeling of like, I feel like we're missing something. And so her and her husband start going through different things and thinking about, and then she does the like awesome moment of, get it! She realizes she forgot him.
A little too late.
And so he wakes up first thing in the morning and he's walking around the house and he's trying to find his family or whatever, and then he realizes, I'm home alone.
Yeah.
This is awesome. So he goes nuts, starts jumping on the bed and all doing all
like
getting Buzz's stuff.
Yeah. They'd say, I think that's everyone's dream as a kid, is to have the house to yourself. I think at the same time, though, you don't realize how important your family is to you.
No.
And that did settle in eventually for Kevin, and he really did start to miss them.
There's also another storyline happening. It's these 2 burglars, Harry and Marv. And they're just making their way. They call themselves the Wet Bandits. And he goes to each house they break into and puts like some cloth in the drain and like lets the water run. Turned out being a stupid thing because then they were able to figure out all the houses they hit up.
Yeah. They're not the smartest bandits that ever existed.
He figures out that they're actually going to go out of town. So the McAllister home is on their list of homes to hit up. Yeah.
But they're not ready to encounter a little boy.
Just fast forward to the good stuff here. What the rest of the movie is about is them trying to break into the McAllister home. Okay, I'm sorry. For the mind of an 8-year-old, I must have been a really stupid 8-year-old.
He was a genius.
Because he came up with like 50 different ways of harming these guys.
I'm pretty sure the only thing I would do if these guys were trying to break in is hide in the closet and scream. What I would think of is putting ornaments and setting things on fire, and I mean, there was a little bit too much thought into it for an 8-year-old.
It's pretty much, it kind of turns into the Three Stooges, Marx Brothers type deal.
It does.
Where it's like the slapstick comedy thing. Just the most ridiculous things happen. It's like they step on the board hits them in the face, you know, kind of deal. But it, for whatever reason, it's 2013 and it still works. That's what makes, I think, a good movie. Is something that was funny and great to me when I was that little, and something that's still that great and funny to me just now. The old man neighbor helped Kevin out at the end.
The neighbor he was afraid of to begin with.
They thought that he killed.
You know, and it's funny because at a young age, anything people tell you about your neighbors and your anybody around you, you're just like, oh, I believe it. It takes a lot to prove it wrong. And I think that's definitely, it shows the immaturity and the, you know, the kid in him. Because that's how we perceive things when we're younger. We don't know anything about people.
He ended up rescuing him, or saving his life at the end there.
Yeah.
Because the burglars almost had him just right there.
Yeah.
And then he hit someone with a shovel. So that's how that pretty much got solved.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when the mom shows up to the house, the rest of the family shows up, too.
Yeah. I don't know why they all flew back. Why couldn't they just enjoy their time in France?
I know. She could have just grabbed him and then just flown him back. Like, why did they even... Oh,
what a waste of money! Imagine how different Home Alone would be if he had a cell phone. His brothers could have been like, oh, he's not twittering a picture, or he just took a picture of the house, or...
Exactly.
You know, there would have been an Amber Alert out for him. The whole world would have been searching for Kevin.
Home Alone 1, it was a hit with me. It still is a hit to this day.
Sure.
It's always going to be on my list of must-see Christmas movies.
Every year.
Alrighty. We'll see you next time.
We'll see ya.
Bye. Macaulay Culkin. I'm going to have to bust this out one day. I will find it and I will show you guys. But I actually sat down and wrote him a letter when I was a kid, and I sent it to him, and a few weeks later, guess what I got in the mail?
Your letter?
A signed autograph.
What?
Yes. God! I said Macaulay.
Good job, Deb. Good job.
Thank you. Not as good of a job as you have been doing.
Macaulay. I feel like that's just won over everything I've said so far, though.